Hey, what's up everybody? So I'm going to tell you about a really cool product that I've been using the past couple years. Primarily it's just meant for soft plastics, obviously, and it's a great way to add something to your bait to give it action. And I'm telling you guys, this isn't a gimmick thing. Like, it actually works. The first time me, Brian New, and Brian Schmidt, we all got this product and we put it on the back of a stick bait. I was throwing the general, they were throwing Cincos or whatever, a stick style bait, whatever they throw. And we were putting this product on the back end of our bait. And as soon as we went to Florida, they were spawning. We got off, we was fishing the stick marsh or something, and we wrecked them. And it made a huge difference. And I want to tell you guys about it real quick. And what it is Floatzilla, okay? Now, they got a whole bunch of different products, and I'm going to show you guys this stuff. But basically what it is, really simple. It is a float that you put on the back of your worm. So what I have right here, like a color that I love to throw in Florida is like black and blue with a blue tail. All right, so I'll take one of these floats from Floatzilla, okay? It's a piece of plastic, and it's just got air in it, and it's sealed up. And when your worm, when it goes to the bottom, it floats up, you know? All right, pretty simple. So what I like to do is I take this bait and I kind of measure it there, about the right size, and I'll just pinch it off right there with my finger. And then I'll take this it's got a little, see if I can get that. It's got a little screw in thing right there. Just get it nice and straight. You can push it with your finger like that. Okay. And what I do is I take it and I screw that right in to the back of the worm, like so. Very simple. Looks good. It's clean, like that. Okay. And I'll throw like a little Texas rig. I'll rig this Texas rig. I'll take me a really lightweight. And whenever this Cinco, like if they're on the bed, whenever this bait hits, you know, the bottom and you got your weight there, this tail stays up and floats. And it's got a really natural kind of crazy motion movement while it's sitting there in the water. And I promise you, it gets more bites. I throw it a lot on a shaky head, and I'm going to show you that little rig setup here real quick. But you don't just have to throw it on that kind of bait. Let's see. Another thing I like to do too is on some of your soft plastics like this. You could take one of these floats and you can screw it in right here in between the tails, like right there on the body. And that'll get, like, if you're fishing a bass on the bed or something like that, it'll keep those legs up, and they'll be like flapping and moving. And it's just like whenever this little bait or Cinco or something gets in the bed and it's got some extra movement like that, it's killer. It really, really works. Like, without a doubt. Every time I'm throwing a shaky head now, I've got it on the back of my bait. Now, I'm going to show you, anyways, but there's a different, let me tell you something else real quick. There's a bunch of different shapes and sizes, and colors. So you can get it to match, like, typically for the most part, when I'm in Florida, I'm here throwing green pumpkin, chartreuse. I'll put one of these chartreuse ones on the end if I'm throwing a green pumpkin, but most of the time I'm throwing black and blue because it's a great color. I keep it really simple. So that's pretty cool. The next thing I wanted to show you is the shaky head right here. Okay. So here's the shaky head, and look at that right there. That is the fire tail. Okay. Very clean, pinch the end of and it's shaped just like that. And when this shaky head hits the bottom, floats up every time. You know, there's a lot of jig heads out there that, like, they say that, you know, the head stands up or whatever, and some of them kind of do, but they really don't. I mean, and it's not consistent. You know what I mean? So this bait, when it hits the bottom, this tail stays up all the time. And it just gives it a little extra action. Now, can you catch fish without a float on your worm? Sure. I've done it for years. I love a shaky head. I've thrown it for years and years and years. It works great. But when you add something like this to it that looks good and it fits the worm, I mean, it just looks like a worm with a chartreuse tail on it. You know, you can't tell any difference. It just creates way more bites, more action, just gives it that natural kind of like if maybe a worm was sticking out of a hole. I don't even know why bass eat worms. Couldn't tell you, but that's that. So that's the firetail. Really cool. Something else, I'm going to take this Cinco and show you this other product that they have. This is something else I've been doing a lot when I'm in Florida, when I'm wacky rigging. And this is the Wacky Connect, basically. And it's a great way too, that like you're not tearing up Cincos and stuff all the time. But you take your Cinco or your General. I'm sorry, it's a basic term. I throw the General. Max scent. And you just cut it right in half. And then you screw that together just like that. And you do the same thing on the other side. Sorry, you guys can't see that. Okay. Just like that. And now you have your stick bait. And this isn't a floating product. This is just for you. You take your hook, whatever hook you like a lot of times I'll throw a straight shank hook like this. And there's little grooves in there. And you just put it right under the O-rings. You can take off, sometimes I'll throw one O-ring on there, but it's got little grooves, 2 little grooves, so the 2 is good. But you're gonna hook those fish every time. Works really well. You can catch a lot of fish on this bait. You're not gonna be burning through a lot of Cincos. That's what or Generals, Cincos, stick baits, whatever you prefer. You're not gonna burn through a lot of baits. You're gonna catch them, you're gonna hook up to them every time, and then you're gonna get your bait back and you can catch another fish on it. So those things, they're tight. I mean, you're not going to be losing that. Really cool little deal. Wacky Connect by Floatzilla. We've got a bunch of we've got another shape and different sizes. So if you're throwing like a Magnum trick worm, there's bigger floats. If you're throwing a big Magnum trick worm or the hit worm, Berkeley hit worms, what I throw, just one of those Magnum straight tail worms, these are perfect for that. It's a little bit bigger compared to the other side if you're throwing a Cinco, or you could put this on it too and it'll float it up. This one was going to float it up better. So different sizes for different worms. That's really cool. And also on a lot of your soft plastics, you know, like on a lizard, or this is kind of supposed to replicate like a head. I don't use it on the head as much. I use it more for like I just showed you, like I'll screw it in on the back of this plastic bait right here. I'll just go ahead and do it. Like that right there on the back of a little plastic bait when I'm bed fishing and or just flipping a lot of times, and that'll get that every time that thing hits the water, it'll stand it up. So it's kind of, you can put it on the head too. You can put these, you can really put these things wherever you want, wherever your heart desires. You could put it on the head. The problem with that is, but something else you can do is you could run a wacky rig or a hook or something through there. There's also you can rig your bait completely backwards. You know, like if you're bed fishing and You could run your line in the top. That wouldn't work. 90% of the time I'm putting it here because you want it to float up this way. This bait's a little too small. It was just laying in the bottom of my boat, but a lot of cool products from Floatzilla, and they've got, like I said, the other thing. This is cool. See this color here? I got him because I love to throw a drop shot, and I like that morning dog color. So it's kind of got that pinkish purple. So you can put this on even a drop shot, and it's going to help your worm stand up even with your line, even maybe float up. It's got some wicked action. Should check that out. Got some big ones, got some small ones. So really matching the worm, different colors, black, blue, chartreuse is probably, and I've got this special color here, this pink for morning dawn color, but I like to keep it really simple. Black and chartreuse, or chartreuse and black and blue are probably the only colors I throw there. But he's got a lot of different colors. Floatzilla's got a lot of different colors. You need to go to shopfloatzilla.com and check out those different things, the Wacky Connect, the Firetail, and some of those different products. They're really cool. It's just a good way. It's something to add extra to your worm that, you know, is definitely going to help you get more bites. I promise. I've done it. Actually, right now, I am on Toledo Bend, and we're about to fish the first term of the year. And I got several bites this week in the grass on a shaky head. And hopefully nobody sees this because we're going to be putting this out Thursday. But it works. It works excellently. Green pumpkin, chartreuse, firetail. It's probably my favorite thing to throw. But anyways, guys, I appreciate you watching. That's the Floatzilla product for you right there.